Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Wednesday. We've got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Busy slate today, starting with the Detroit Tigers versus the Minnesota Twins. Twins opening up as home favorites at -185. Tigers +160 with the over-under at 8.5. Twins coming into this matchup 63-58. The Tigers 53-66. Pitching for the Tigers is Reese Olson with an ERA of 4.45. Pitching for the Twins is Kenta Maeda with an ERA of 3.97. Olson, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Maeda, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. He's coming off 3 really good starts on the mound here. Detroit losing to Minnesota yesterday 5-3. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Minnesota on a 3-game winning streak. I do like Maeda on the mound here. They are 8-2 at home, where they've been playing very well, and I think I'm going to take the Twins at home. Next matchup, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at -120. The Pirates +110 with the over-under at 8.5. Pirates coming into this matchup 54-66. The Mets 54-66. Pitching for the Pirates is Johan Oviedo with an ERA of 4.42. Pitching for the Mets is Tyler Megill with an ERA of 5.64. Oviedo, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Megill, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Pirates coming off a Mets win yesterday, 7-4, nice underdog win for them. Both teams splitting a game so far in this series. Megill been pretty consistently bad here, giving up 5, 5, and 4 runs in his last 3 starts here. And I think I'm going to take the Pirates +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Colorado Rockies. Arizona opening up as road favorites at -130. The Rockies +115 with the over-under at 12. Arizona coming into this matchup 60-60. The Rockies 46-74. Pitching for Arizona is Slade Cecconi with an ERA of 2.84. Pitching for the Rockies is Austin Gomber with an ERA of 5.33. Cecconi, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Gomber, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Arizona beating Colorado yesterday 8-5. Both teams splitting a game so far in this series. Arizona is 5-1 against the Rockies here, so they've been good to head-to-head. Cecconi's only pitched 1 time this season. Didn't look too bad in his debut. With the Rockies really struggling here, I'm going to take a shot with the Diamondbacks on the road. Next matchup, we got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the San Francisco Giants. Rays opening up as road favorites at -110. The Giants +100 with the over-under at 8.5. Rays coming into this matchup 72-50. The Giants 64-56. Pitching for the Rays is Aaron Savale with an ERA of 2.61. Pitching for the Giants is Ryan Walker with an ERA of 2.28. Savale, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Walker, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Walker coming off 3 no-run games. He's playing well, only pitching about 2 innings though. Been a tough series to judge. Both teams splitting a game. Giants beating them 7-0, and then Tampa winning the first game 10-2 here. So kind of a tough one to pick with both games going just flip-flop both ways here. I really like Ryan Walker on the mound for the Giants, and I think I'm going to take the Giants plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup, we got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Cincinnati Reds. Reds opening up as home favorites at -170. The Guardians plus 140 with the over-under at 10. Guardians coming into this matchup 58-62. The Reds 62-59. Pitching for the Guardians is Noah Syndergaard with an ERA of 6.35. Pitching for the Reds is Andrew Abbott with an ERA of 2.95. Syndergaard, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Abbott, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Cleveland on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a Cincinnati win yesterday, 3-0. Nice underdog win for Cleveland. They are 4-1 on the road against the Reds, 5-2 straight up against the Reds here. You're looking at a pretty even pitching matchup. Syndergaard hasn't been as bad 2 out of his last 3 games here, only giving up 1 run. Abbott giving up some runs here. I think Guardians are a good underdog today, and I'll take Cleveland plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Houston Astros versus the Miami Marlins. Astros opening up as road favorites at -125. The Marlins plus 115 with the over-under at 7.5. Astros coming into this matchup 69-52. The Marlins 63-58. Pitching for the Astros is Justin Verlander with an ERA of 3.19. Pitching for the Marlins is Jesus Luzardo with an ERA of 3.91. Verlander, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Luzardo, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Houston beating Miami yesterday 6-5. A nice win there. 4-2 on the road. Been decent on the road here. I do like Verlander on the mound. Luzardo, 3 bad starts on the mound, coming off a 7-4 run game here, and I think I'm going to take the Astros on the road. Next matchup, we got the Oakland Athletics versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as home favorites at -180. Oakland plus 150 with the over-under at 9.5. Oakland coming into this matchup 33-87. The Cardinals 54-66. Pitching for Oakland is Paul Blackburn with an ERA of 4.52. Pitching for the Cardinals is Matthew Laborator with an ERA of 5.72. Blackburn, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Laborator, his last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Oakland, back-to-back losses against the Cardinals here. They're on a 5-game losing streak. St. Louis on a 3-game winning streak here. Oakland 0-9 on the road right now, where they really have struggled here. I do like Laborator coming off a 0-run game, probably one of his best starts of the season here, and I'm going to take the Cardinals at home. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Washington Nationals. Boston opening up as road favorites at -160. Washington plus 135 with the over-under at 9. Boston coming into this matchup 63-56. The Nationals 53-67. Pitching for Boston is James Paxton with an ERA of 3.36. Pitching for the Nationals is Mackenzie Gore with an ERA of 4.62. Paxton, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Gore, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Boston on a 2-game winning streak right now, beating Washington 5-4 yesterday. Nice win for Boston. They are 6-0 against Washington, 7-0 on the road against the Nationals. They've been very good against the Nationals here. Paxton coming off a 0-run game. And I think I'm going to take the Red Sox on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at -150. Phillies +130 with the over-under at 8. Phillies coming into this matchup 65 and 55. Toronto 67 and 54. Pitching for the Phillies is Aaron Nola with an ERA of 4.49. Pitching for Toronto is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 3.04. Nola, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Gausman, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 6 strikeouts. The Phillies on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Toronto yesterday 2-1. They're 0-5 on the road against Toronto here, so really struggled here. Gausman coming off a 0-run game, and I think I'm going to take Toronto at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the New York Yankees versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -215. The Yankees +180 with the over-under at 10. Yankees coming into this matchup 60 and 60. The Braves 77 and 42. Yankees coming into this, or pitching for the Yankees is Randy Vasquez with an ERA of 1.89. Pitching for the Braves is Charlie Morton with an ERA of 3.71. Vasquez, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 1 strikeout. Morton, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Both pitchers coming off a 0-run game here. Yankees, they're on a 4-game losing streak. Back-to-back tough losses against the Braves. Getting swept yesterday, 5-0. Yankees are just 3-2 on the road. Not a very good road team. Braves 8-1 at home, where they play very well here. I just like the Braves in this series. They've played well. Yankees have struggled to score and hit, and I'm going to take the Braves at home. Next matchup, we got the Chicago White Sox versus the Chicago Cubs. Cubs opening up as home favorites at -170. The White Sox +155 with the over-under at 9. White Sox coming into this matchup 48 and 72. The Cubs 61 and 58. Pitching for the White Sox is Mike Clevinger with an ERA of 3.55. Pitching for the Cubs is Javier Assad with an ERA of 3.12. Clevinger, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Assad, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. The White Sox coming off a Cubs win yesterday, a nice underdog win for them. They are 6-0 on the road against the Cubs, surprisingly. 9-4 straight up against the Cubs. Something to keep in mind here. They've been playing well against Chicago here, and man, I just don't know if I'm totally sold on the White Sox here. Assad he's been pretty good on the mound, only giving up 5 runs in his last 3 starts. Clevenger's been pretty decent too. I still like the Cubs at home. I really do. I'm taking Chicago at home. I don't hate the White Sox play, but I'm gonna roll with the Cubs coming off that loss to get it back on track here again. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Angels versus the Texas Rangers. Rangers opening up as home favorites at -190. The Angels +155 with the over-under at 9. Angels coming into this matchup 59 and 62. The Rangers 72 and 48. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 5.27. Pitching for the Rangers is John Gray with an ERA of 3.51. Detmers, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 0 strikeouts. Back-to-back 7-run games for Detmers here. Gray, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. The Angels coming off back-to-back Rangers losses here. Rangers playing very well in this series so far. 8-2 in their last 10. Really getting it done here. And yeah, Gray coming off a 0-run game. And I I think I'm going to take the Rangers at home. Next matchup, we've got the Seattle Mariners versus the Kansas City Royals. Seattle opening up as road favorites at -215. The Royals plus 190 with the over-under at 9. Seattle coming into this matchup 64-55. The Royals 39-82. Pitching for Seattle is Luis Castillo with an ERA of 3.20. Pitching for the Royals is James McArthur with an ERA of 13.50. Castillo, his last start, he pitched 6 innings. Gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Currently, I'm looking up McArthur. Can't find any stats on the site that I'm using for him, but let me go ahead and look again. See if I can find any info on his stats. Yeah, so yeah, just looking at his stats here, his recent games. He's not getting a lot of innings pitched. He's only pitching like 1 or 2 innings. His ERA is very messed up because 5 games ago, he gave up 7 runs in 1 inning. That's why his ERA is kind of bad here, but 1-4 in his last 5 starts here, giving up some runs in each of them. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Mariners on the road in this one. Next matchup, we got the Baltimore Orioles versus San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at -170. Baltimore plus 155 with the over-under at 8. Baltimore coming into this matchup 74-46. The Padres 57-63. Pitching for Baltimore is Dean Kramer with an ERA of 4.50. Pitching for the Padres is Blake Snell with an ERA of 2.63. Kramer, his last start, he pitched 7 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Snell, his last start, he pitched 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Baltimore, coming off a Padres loss yesterday, 10-3. Both teams splitting a game so far in this series. Padres, they've really struggled to win back-to-back games. Haven't won back-to-back games in over a few weeks here. It's been a while, and I still think Baltimore is a good underdog today, and I'll take Baltimore plus 1.5 on the road. Then the last matchup, we got the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at -220. The Brewers plus 185 with the over-under at 8.5. Brewers coming into this matchup 65-55. The Dodgers 72-46. Pitching for the Brewers is Wade Miley with an ERA of 2.90. Pitching for the Dodgers is Clayton Kershaw with an ERA of 2.51. Miley, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Kershaw, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. The Brewers, coming off a Dodgers loss, 6-2 yesterday. Dodgers, they're on a 9-game winning streak. Definitely probably the hottest team in the league right now. I mean, they're on fire. 8-0 at home, 9-1 at home against the Brewers here. And love Kershaw on the mound. Only giving up 1 run in his last 3 starts. And I think I'm going to take the Dodgers at home in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Wednesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.